Whoa, this is The Illusion reporting from somewhere on Spaceship Earth with my co-pilot Owl. He's going to show you his Hot Wheels, and I'm going to talk to you about my belief in operating on Spaceship Earth. I truly don't believe in the concept of governments as we know them today. I think they're all fraudulent, and I think they all are making us renters on the planet we were born on. And what do I mean by being a renter on the planet we were born on? I am not a foreign entity. I am part of Spaceship Earth. I'm a crew member of Spaceship Earth. I was born here. I have the right to clean water, clean air, and liberty and freedom. And what is liberty and freedom? I have the right to exist. As long as I do no harm to another individual, I should have nobody infringe upon my right to be free. But I don't have the right. Freedom doesn't mean that I have the right to pollute the water or pollute the air. And yet, somehow we have government saying that it's instituting entities that say it's okay to pollute the water and the air. If you look at the Environmental Protection Agency, basically they just say it's so you can pollute, you can't pollute, you can pollute whoever's greasing pockets. That's government. Look at what government does. The Food and Drug Administration is not out to protect you or me. It is out to protect Monsanto. I don't believe in a government that protects corporations. Because corporations, who are corporations? They're people choosing to make us renters. Well, how do we, and this is a lot of what my underlying theory is about what I'm talking about in these videos, is take responsibility for yourself. The minute you take responsibility for yourself and you stop being dependent upon governments and institutions and other human beings to control your life, and you take responsibility for yourself, suddenly, why are you going into doctor's offices when their basic underlying principle at this time and space is to give you the cure through pharmaceuticals? While I come from the other end of it all is, let's find the cause to disease. So people talk to me a lot about, or send me emails and ask me about, like, do you believe in healthcare for all? I believe in healthcare for all, but I believe it more in a preventative-based reality. I don't believe in a cure-based reality. I believe in taking responsibility, but because we've abdicated our responsibility for our own bodies, we've allowed the corporations to dictate our reality. So you have cancer running rampant on this planet. So if people want to say that we need health care to cure cancer, how about we take responsibility and stop the cause to cancer? And what is the cause of cancer? Is our participation in a corporate system that produces chemicals and pollutants and Monsanto food that's poisoning our food supply, and we're killing ourselves. That's why we need this collective health care, this socialized medicine, is not to keep us healthy, but to keep us sick. And people out are asking me, like, why are you so opposed to social justice warriors? Because I'm not into anybody telling me what I have to do or what I have to participate in. I'll be super clear. I'm all thumbs up for whatever it is you want to do with your body. You want to go be trans, homosexual, whatever it is, feel free. In fact, if you look at the underpinnings of the system we live in, you are given the right to absolutely defend yourself and your freedom of lifestyles, which I don't understand, like, how the social justice thing has been abdicated to the government system telling me what I need to do. I'm all about defending your right to do what you want. Just don't tell me what I have to do. Because I truly do not care what you do in your house as long as it doesn't affect me and we're not making the water dirtier. Because I'm all about taking responsibility for yourself. Just take responsibility for yourself. Stop being a renter on the planet you were born on. Because the minute you stop being a renter, you start to realize that, are you really a government? Are you really anything other than who you are? So I live in America. For all intents and purposes, my passport says I'm American. My driver's license says I live in California. I'm a Californian. I'm a human being. I'm not a white male. I'm a spiritual entity. So with that comes great responsibility. I don't believe in identifying your spacesuit and having that dictate your reality, which again is a social justice warrior phenomenon, and you can label it all sorts of ways. Look, man, all everybody should have is the ability to discern reality for their own understanding. Most people choose to be entities of a system called government. I don't. You're not. I don't care how many laws you pass. You're not going to convince me to eliminate a group of people from this society. You're not going to convince me to censor anybody. And yet, I will eliminate a certain group of people. We live in a society that allows people that would harm children to exist. There's a group of people that shouldn't exist, and yet we don't take responsibility for ourselves. We leave that up to the government's hands. I'm a little bit old school about it, dude. I think the community should handle these things. But yet I do believe in checks and balances, dude. I do believe that as far as history tells, like, America is as close to like getting it figured out as any form of government ever has. Yeah, all sorts of problems, all sorts of issues. But see, I'm not an American in the sense that I've just abdicated my authority to the military-industrial complex. Are you kidding me? Ultimately, if you read the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, we as a people were supposed to use our First and Second Amendment to stop the military-industrial complex from destroying other people's right to exist. It's a far out concept to the uninitiated, but that's why we were given such power. And most people haven't read their Constitution, haven't read the Bill of Rights, and don't understand is these are God-given rights that they talk about. These aren't government rights. These are rights that I own because I'm a human being and I was born on this planet. I have the right to 100% defend myself from another human being's aggression, from another government's aggression, from my own government's aggression. I have the right to defend my family. But yet, I'm like everybody else. I'm sitting back while Monsanto is poisoning all of us. I'm sitting back while Chevron and BP and all these gas companies are poisoning us and blowing countries to smithereens. So we live in this duality of hypocrisy. So I have to take responsibility for myself and realize that I'm not as strong as I would hope to be because I can't stop that. I'm trying. That's why we make these videos and we talk about resonating a different frequency and trying to get out of the paradigm of our reality is based upon what the government says our reality is. I do not subscribe to that. I do not believe in the right. I do not believe in the left. I do not believe in up, and I do not believe in down. I believe that it's just a big, giant swirl, and you're supposed to use your mind and your heart to pick from all these things and go, oh, wow, I would never, ever harm someone because of their sexual preference. I would never pollute the water to make money. And yet, these things are occurring all around us. So for me to sit and label one group as wrong and one group as incorrect, they're all wrong because they're all based upon another person's idea of right and wrong. See, it all comes down to me. What am I going to do when I walk out the door and I go into the world, dude? Am I going to judge another human being based upon the identity of their spacesuit? Absolutely not. Am I going to identify, and am I going to pick up their energy and their frequency and watch their behavior and be like, you're clipped? 100%. And so I have a government that tells me that petroleum-based products are the only way. How do I break out of that? How do I break out of that? Well, I've abdicated my authority to the government, unfortunately. And see, with that comes great responsibility. See, I have to know that I've done these things. See, I have to take full responsibility for my experience here on Spaceship Earth. See, it's not Chevron that's the problem. It's me driving my car that's the problem. But I got to drive my car to do all the things I got to do because I've been convinced, well, I know better, but the system as a whole has been forced upon me because I'm lazy. I'm not going to walk. I'm not going to ride a horse. I'm going to get my car. So I'm going to give the power to Chevron or whatever gas company it is. And they're going to do their dance and they're going to blow up a country on the other side of the world. Yeah, there's no easy way out of this. So to sit there and say that, you know, I'm going to go and be like these and you and this and that. No. It's tough, man. I even making this video, I had one, when I started this, I had like one crystallized thought. And then as I make this, I realize I'm full of contradictions. That this thing of taking responsibility for yourself is accepting the contradictions, is accepting your own hypocrisy, accepting this thing where you have to balance out what you know to be the truth of an idealistic reality and what you know to be the practical aspects of the system you live in. Yeah, there's no right, there's no wrong. There's just stay out of my business and I'll stay out of yours. That's my whole principle. I don't push your button to watch this video. You push the button to watch my video. You can always turn me off. That's what I believe. Your right to not participate. And that in itself is the responsibility you take. It's totally up to you. You want to participate in some sort of wacky, weirdo government, like, you get what you get. Me, I'm trying to get away from it. I'm trying to get away from a system that wants to make me a slave. And yet there is nowhere to go. There's no country that's safe. There's no part of America you can hide in. So I have to sit here and I have to do my very best to balance this all out and try not to pollute the water and the air.
Dad, what this is?
And represent
Dad, what
God.
This is?
That's a submarine.
Yeah, that's
and make sure that I continue to move myself further away from a system that tells me I'm a renter. I'm not a renter. I was born here because God allowed me to be here. And that, if you don't believe that, that's fine for me, because I'm not telling you you need to believe that. And you shouldn't tell me what I need to believe. We should be exchanging free ideas to figure out how to get ourselves out of this Chinese finger torture, man. Because none of the systems work. From observing the planet, none of the systems work. But the system we're in works a lot better than most of them. So we better use the system we have and figure it out so that we can make our system better to help other systems be better. I don't know, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's 16 minutes, man. Like trying to jam that all together. It just comes in to be a convoluted mess, man. Anyway, I'm not running from it at all. I'm just not. I'm just am. Al says turn it off. This is The Illusion signing off.